Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. And may peace be bestowed to you, hopefully like that there. Shalom, shalom. Is your fellow servant Yahweh Call from the Great Millstone Orlando camp. Just with another one through the Spirit, because I was just meditating on this here in Genesis. When it comes to our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, we're a very special people, just built different, coming from the stock that we come from, which whenever I think about that, the stock that we come from, the Spirit often, because, JP catch a hell, but the scripture said we're more than conquerors. So, Lord willing, I say this humbly because with the shit that we go through, this shit ain't nothing to a king, This shit ain't nothing to a king. This shit ain't nothing to a God, because it's easy to get caught up in the things that we got going on. So, like I was saying, the Spirit just be reminding me sometimes, remember the stock that you come from, Jake. Remember who you are. Because sometimes, and it might sound crazy or whatever, but sometimes you really got to look yourself in the mirror, man, and just remind yourself who you are, who we are, and the stock that we come from. That's why I'm going to read this in Genesis 32. I'm going to start at verse 24. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint. And he wrestled with him. And he said, "Let me go, for the day breaketh." And he said, "I will not let thee go, except thou bless me." So, of course, they count. With our forefather Jacob wrestling the angel, the angel, he saw the perseverance, the persistency, of our forefather. He didn't quit. He didn't give up. And again, like I said, the Spirit sometimes just be reminding me, this is who you come from, man. Remember the stock that you come from, Jake. Because we can't give up. You can't give up, man. You got to be persistent. You got to persevere. Let me get another one. That perseverance, man, to persevere, which, as I just read the account, our forefather Jacob, he showed perseverance, man. Even with a dislocated hip, right? He was still wrestling with the angel. What was I going to get? I'm going to get this in 2 Chronicles 15:7. "Be ye strong, therefore, and let not your hands be weak, for your work shall be rewarded." And, like when the scriptures talk about being a man, girding up the loins like a man, that's a commandment. That's what the Lord, he demands of us. Because as the point is made from time to time, and the brothers were talking about it when they went live last night's fellowship, and we touched on it Saturday as well. And like I said, we touch on it from time to time because Jake wants the titles. Jake always wants the titles, but they never want to deal with the responsibilities that come with it. You see, because it's more than just calling yourself a king. You know, it's more than just calling yourself a king, right? But I'm gonna read this in the NLT. But as for you, be strong and courageous. So when you go into that courageous, hey, that's basically standing up to the situation, even if you're afraid, even if you're uncertain. You know, you still attack it head on. You know, because one thing, you know, with this truth of ours, this thing of ours, one thing we have to be is, and some of these guys, to give credit where it's due, some of these guys in the red pill, blue pill movement, you know, which they all learned from the apostles. But one thing in this thing of ours that we got to be is outcome independent, rather than being outcome dependent. We got to be outcome independent, meaning we can't be worrying about the what ifs. We can't be worrying about all the possible, you know, what if this happens? What if it doesn't go my way? What if, you know, and I've been getting in the habit of watching a lot of Marcus Aurelius quotes, you know, going into Stoicism. And one thing that he mentioned, roughly paraphrasing, I don't remember the quote exactly, but he was talking about how, well, he talked about how in one of his quotes, basically, it was something along the lines of like when a lot of people's fears, man, worst fears comes from their imaginations, letting their thoughts run wild, rather than dealing with reality. And the scriptures talk about that, you know. When you're so focused on in your head and your mind and your imagination, everything that can go wrong, right? Instead of just dealing with what is, and even more so for those of us, just letting Yahweh Shah deal with it. When you just allowing your imaginations to run rampant, you know, the worst case scenario in your head, it'll bug you out. That's why I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get two quick ones. Psalm 86 and verse 11. Teach me thy way, O Lord. I will walk in thy truth. Unite my heart to fear thy name. So with that being said, you see, we move different. All right. Like the scriptures talk about cutting off the nature of this flesh, the burdens of man, which has been taught to us by Esau, you know, worrying about bills and, you know, like I said, being outcome dependent rather than being outcome independent. We got to be outcome independent. We can't be worrying about the what ifs, and fretting, worrying, and panicking. That's why I read that Second Chronicles, you know, it says to be courageous. To be courageous, hey, you deal with any situation, regardless of how you feel. And that's pretty much what a stoic is, you know. When you go into what a stoic is, going into stoicism, which that's what we're learning, that's what we're developing, all right, it's basically dealing with shit and not having your emotions involved, doing shit regardless of how you feel. You know, you just do it. You know, you just got to do it, man. You know, regardless of the outcome, regardless of if you're nervous, because we're in the flesh, we're going to get those feelings. All right, we're going to get those thoughts, but that's why I read this. I'm going to also go to this, because the more we learn and grow, all right, in the fear of Yahweh Shai, all right, I'm going to get this one, Proverbs 4:25. Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. So you see, man, hey, That's cold, you know, because something I've been that's been in my mind as well, and I did a video on it last week. As far as tunnel vision, being tunnel vision, despite the distractions, despite the bullshit, you got to be tunnel vision. Focus on Yahweh Shai, our comforter. Stay focused, right? Verse 26, ponder the path of thy feet and let all thy ways be established. So you see, because when we're walking in the fear of Yahweh Shema Shai, our confidence is in Yahweh Shema Shai. Listen, there's a certain spirit that comes with that, There's a spirit that comes with that. Like I said, a level of confidence. All right. And with that being said, hey, no matter what's in front of us, regardless of how we feel, whatever the case may be, hey, the Lord, he's going to be with us. You see, he's going to be with us. You see, I'm going to see what that says in the GNT. Proverbs 4. Proverbs chapter 4. Verses 25 and 26 in the GNT. Slakia, verses 25 and 26 in the GNT. Look straight ahead with honest confidence. So you see, honest confidence, right? It says having nothing to do with lies and misleading words. Slakia, verse 25. Look straight ahead with honest confidence. Don't hang your head in shame, because even the scriptures tell us, man, the Lord, he don't, as far as the kingdom of heaven, and more specifically, as far as the men, the brothers, that whole being effeminate, right? That beta ass male spirit, man, that's the Lord, that's intolerable. The Lord can't, and even us being men, being us in, us being in the flesh, other men don't like seeing another grown ass man just being in that weak ass emotional bitch, man. Even men doesn't men don't like seeing that shit. So how much more the Heavenly Father? You see, always in that down and out, woe was me spirit. And it's happened to all of us, but that's why we're learning, we're growing, we're developing in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, being transformed into his image. You see, reading on, it says, verse 26, plan carefully what you do, and whatever you do will turn out right. So you see, that's that confidence. All right, that's that confidence in Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Because no matter understanding that, of course, as long as we're doing what we're supposed to do in sincerity and in truth, no matter what it is, hey, gotta tackle that shit head on, man. Tackle that shit head on. And in the process, hey, we level up, we grow in Yahweh Shema Shai. Because again, the title sound good to Jake, but Jake never wants to deal with the responsibilities that come with it. Well, we learn the responsibilities. All right, it's more than just, I always say, it's more than just as far as being the king, having that title. It's more than just having a bunch of bitches and drinking wine all day. No, there's more to it than that. There's more to it than that. And this is what we're learning. I'm gonna get to Hebrews 10 and 36. For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of the Most High, ye might receive the promise. I'll read that in verse. I'm read that in the NLT. Patience, endurance is what you need now, so that you will continue to do the Lord's will. Because you see, man, hey, like the scriptures say, man, he that endureth until the end, the same shall be saved. Because it's going to be a fight until the very end. It's going to be a fight until the very end. But the fact that the Lord is teaching us all these things, patience, endurance, we're being courageous, and all these things, because, and we touched on this past weekend as well, all the examples of our forefathers, the men before us, being that we're coming into Daniel's 12, right? Daniel's 12:1, Jeremiah 30:7. This is going to be the worst time in history. Well, everything that we're learning now, personally, the things that we, like the scriptures say, the things written aforetime are written for our learning. Learning from all of our forefathers, the examples of our forefathers, because this is the time, all these things are going to be utilized to the max. All these things are going to be utilized to the max, man. So this is what the Lord is showing us, and that's why I like to meditate on that, what I read the account with Jacob wrestling with the angel, that perseverance, being hardened. And because with that being said, we also develop integrity, because as I was saying, being the fact that we're coming into Daniel's 12:1, Jeremiah 30:7, Lord willing, we'll be at that number. We're going to have the victory over the beast. We're going to say, the hell with Esau and that MOTB, despite the circumstances, despite how we feel. All right. Despite it all, hey, we're going to stand in Yahweh Shema Shai stead, Yahweh Shema Shai stead, man, Lord willing. So that's what it's all, this learning process, everything that we're learning, because the time is coming when the pistols are going to be down, excuse me, the what do you call it, the study guide, because right before the test, I remember growing up in school, before the test, before the major test, hey, the teacher would give you the study guide, but you can't use the study guide, during the test. So, the study guide is about to close, the teacher is about to close the study guide book, and it's about to be, hey, hands-on, it's about to be hands-on. But fret not, because I'm going to go to this. Before I go to that, I'm going to go to this. Because one thing, a lot of Jake, man, they want to blame the Yahweh Shema Shai. They want to blame the truth, the fact that they're catching hell. But Jake, you don't understand that one way or the other you're going to catch hell. One way or the other. But it's a difference. There's a difference of how you suffer. That's why I'm going to get this in 1 Peter 4. First Peter 4. I'm going to start at verse 15. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters. So you see, if you're going to suffer, don't suffer because you're going off, right? If you're going to suffer, verse 16. Yet if any man suffer as a Hamashiachin, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify the Most High on this behalf. So you see, if you're going to suffer for righteousness' sake, suffer for Yahweh Shema Shai's sake. Because with that being said, and it's cold, because when you go into suffer, being patience, endurance, perseverance, it all ties into it all ties in with one another, with each other, right? But in 2 Timothy 2:12, if we suffer, we shall also reign with him. If we deny him, he also will deny us. So you see, you go one way or the other, you're going to suffer. But why not suffer for Yahweh Shai's sake? And with that being said, Lord willing, we're going to be glorified with Yahweh Shai. You see, we're going to be glorified with Yahweh Shai, man. And those men are going to be talked about, starting with Yahweh Shai. And those men, hey, man, the victory is set. We just got to go through the motion. We just got to go through it. But Lord willing, what that number, we already had the victory, We already had the victory. So that's why, hey, we just got to go through the motion. We just got to persevere. We just got to go through it. Endurance, patience. We got to go through it. But it's not a, though it seems like it's difficult, because of course we're in the flesh, but it's not hard, man. The Lord's not going to put us through anything that we can't make it through. So, hey, just go through the motion. Just go through the motion and walk in that in that spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. And with that being said, hey, this is who we are. This is where we come from. This is the stock that we come from. You see? So, Lord willing, this was edifying. All praises to Yahweh Shema Shai. Shalom to you, hopefully, like.